Hey guys, Andrew here, bringing you the latest episode of 3 Laps, 3 Topics. A little bit of info on the gameplay. We're back on F1 2013, race against the CPU, trying out my relatively new steering wheel on F1, which I've not quite got right yet. Don't worry, I'm not going to go into a ranty against Codemasters wheel compatibility video. That's for other people's channels. But I'll just say, that's why my driving is a bit ropey in this video. Still getting used to it. So we're going to talk Formula E in this video. If you haven't seen the first race already, I'd recommend that you save this video to watch it later and come back to it later because it's going to be full of spoiler alerts. Initial thoughts, really good. I'd give the race a 6 out of 10 for its entertainment values, which I'll break down now. First third of the race wasn't too great in my opinion. Reasons for that: I thought the safety car period was a bit slow and there wasn't much overtaking in that initial period of the race, but I think that's because the drivers were getting themselves settled, keeping things calm, seeing how the race was going to progress, and then I think it was on about lap 8 or lap 9, suddenly it all came alive. You had drivers doing really good overtaking manoeuvres, really close racing, which was definitely dictated by the tight nature of the street circuit in Beijing that they were racing on. And I think that's something that this championship are definitely going for, and that's a good thing in my book. So the race was won by Lucas Di Grassi for the Audi Sports Apt team, with a very Audi-esque drive in terms of that his car wasn't the outright fastest car on the day. He wasn't the fastest driver on the day, it's fair to say, but he kept himself on the road, had strong pace throughout the race, good pit stop, and then picked up on the misfortune of others on the very last corner to take the first race victory in Formula E. Of course, I couldn't talk about the race without talking about the enormous crash for Nick Heidfeld on the last corner. 100% Nicolas Prost's fault for me. I was quite surprised that Nicolas Prost pulled that kind of move. I kind of rated Nicolas Prost in the past. He's driven well in the WEC for Rebellion Racing in the past couple of years, so I was quite surprised that he made that rasher move. He still would have got a very strong second place and good points for the championship. That's something to say though. Next weekend, Rebellion Racing at Austin in the WEC, that's going to be a fraught garage because Prost and Heidfeld both drive for that team. Other things to note from that incident: ban the sodding sausage curbs, for goodness sake. We saw it in GP3 last couple of weeks ago at Spa. We saw it today. They have no benefit. Just ban them everywhere in the world. Last couple of seconds on this, I'd also like to say my drive of the day in terms of entertainment, Frank Montagny. What a drive from him through the field. Great second place. Looking on the second lap on the branding kind of things and the direction that the series is taking itself in. First point I'd like to make is that they've identified a good thing in that they have not at any point tried to say, we are replacing Formula 1, we're going to become the biggest thing in motorsport. Yes, they've said that the future of motorsport, but I think that's more down to the technology side of things, that it's showcasing electric drive technology, and that will feed into other series, which I think is going to happen anyway. They've not said that they're going to replace F1. They clearly set out by racing on street circuits that they're very different to Formula 1, much more accessible to the casual fan, which in these tough economic times I think is in the short term a good way to go. Whether it works in the long term, I can't tell you. I'm an engineer, not an economist. But I think it's good that they're trying to be their own thing. If people remember back to A1GP, when that first came around, they tried to replace F1. They were the World Cup of Nations, a world championship, all about the world, and it didn't work because you basically had a summer camp for GP2 drivers. That's what it was, and it didn't work. It wasn't accessible, it didn't break the mould enough, it didn't get people talking, it wasn't imaginative enough to get people interested. A good friend of mine on YouTube, Dre Harrison 101, he's said in a tweet recently, all publicity is good publicity. So even the people knocking it you're talking about it, you're getting some kind of interest there, which will feed out to other people. That's something we never saw with A1GP. Granted, the market was very different. You didn't have the effects of social media back then, but I think it's a good move that Formula E are taking. They've got to start somewhere, and they've got to make sure that it's something different. It's something different to Formula One and other series such as IndyCar and such. So that's a good move that they're doing. Third lap, I'd like to talk more about the technology. In a similar vein, kind of, people expecting in this modern day of technology to it come out the box and be instantly perfect. Now, I don't mean to be condescending here, but let me tell you, as a mechanical engineer, it is very unreasonable to expect that simply because an engineer or a businessman somewhere has an idea that they can just instantly do it and it'll work. Yes, we have a lot of help from computer-aided engineering these days, but there's still no substitute for getting a car out on track. And similar to F1 with its new turbo engines, Formula E hasn't had that much testing time in the great scheme of things. It's remarkable. They've gone from 2 years ago saying, yep, this is going to be an idea that we're going to do, and they've just had a race where was it over 3/4 of the field finished, and I don't think there were that many technical issues that put cars out of the race. That is astonishing for me. And these people saying, oh, the cars sound crap, oh, they don't handle very well. Well, of course they don't handle very well. Before this morning in China's time, they'd never seen that circuit before. In time, the engineers will understand the cars better, both from a vehicle dynamics side of thing and powertrain side of things with the electric energy and how to use it best. That will improve. In time, in the long term, the battery storage will improve, which means they'll probably get rid of the need to have to change cars mid-race. I think Formula E is going to be a really, really positive addition to world motorsport. I can't wait to see how it develops. If you've got comments on it, leave those comments below. Hope you liked the video. I've been Angela Blade, and I'll catch you guys very soon.